Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Chelsea. I am an Australian living in Paris. Over here, we like to talk about all things sewing, fashion, and French. This week, I would really like to make a dress that has been on my wish list for quite some time. I found this actually through another sewing content creator, and she made a blouse version of this dress, and I just fell in love. So I'm really excited to make it. It comes from a brand called Atelier 8 Avril. I have it printed out in A0 format here, and I just can't wait to get started. And hopefully with some warm stockings and my coat, I might be able to wear it throughout winter, but it's certainly a more spring summer dress. Let's get started. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot of fabric to choose from. I'm not too sure which print I would actually like to use for this dress though. Actually, yes I do. I'm going to make the dress out of this beautiful fabric I got from Beglarian Fabrics. I'm very excited. Let me show you as well what I got this week from the fabric store at Boutique Modern Travaux, which I have shown you guys before, near Gare Saint-Lazare in Paris. I picked up this gorgeous lace viscose. Isn't it just beautiful? It was 3 meters for 30 euros. I'm a little bit bummed that it is in polyester, just because I think it looks and feels a little bit cheaper than cotton, but I just think the lace motifs were so beautiful. So this might be a future project. Let's get started with this beautiful Sadaqa dress. Good evening, it is Monday and I am up in my studio after work and I'm going to start my Sadaqa dress. I think that's how you pronounce it. I believe that it's an Arabic name. I've got my pattern here. So the instructions are written out here in word form, and then back here I've got pictures. So it's kind of nice to mix it up, you know, after using commercial patterns for so long. It's nice to kind of be working with A4 pieces of paper and instructions like this. I'm going to start by pinning the sleeves together. This is just one sleeve. Look how huge it is. I actually thought this was part of the bodice or something because it's massive, but because the sleeves are very flamboyant, I guess that's why they're so big. Hello, I am back in my sewing studio after a bit of a break. I had my family from Sydney over last week, and this week I was actually working on a Christmas work party dress, which I finished. I'm super happy with how it turned out, but I haven't touched my Sadaqa dress in a while, so I'm really excited to pick it up again. This is the bodice, which is almost done. Just going to do the neckline and put the elastic into the sleeves. I think today I'm going to work on gathering the skirt tiers, and then I think once that's done and I attach it to the bodice, it'll be pretty smooth sailing. All right, it is about 5:30 here on a Saturday afternoon. I'm already in my pajamas. I've got my border collie pajama pants, which is making me miss my dog Lola back in Sydney. I made a fair bit of progress on my Sadaqa dress today. So I ironed out all of the ties and I will stitch them tomorrow or sometime this week. There are ties on the sleeves, waist, and neckline. Something really interesting they told me to do in the neckline was add fusible interfacing on the v-neck. There's a little layer of fusible interfacing. Last year at fashion school, I got this from a teacher who suggested I use it at the back for stabilizing the zipper opening, and it's been really effective, not just for the center backs of my pieces, but also just random areas like the v-neck or sometimes at a hem or somewhere where it just feels like it needs a bit more stability. That's been a really great tool. There we have it. That is the Sadaqa dress. It is done. I am so happy. This was a super long project, which I thought was going to be a lot simpler than it was, but For some reason, it just got super complicated. Something was off about the pattern pieces, I swear, and the instructions weren't super clear. I think they were translated from French, but I actually did something very sneaky. Let me go get it. That's my sewing studio up there. So this is the pattern, lots of pieces as you can see, and these are the instructions. So what I did, I copied and pasted all the text on the instructions into ChatGPT and I said, summarize these dress instructions. And it gave me an amazing breakdown of all the things I had to do because I don't know what threw me off. Maybe it was just like too much detail. I just didn't really get the flow of this dress. You know, when you make a project and it just flows, you know what steps to come. I haven't really done something with a lot of these, like these necktie casings, which I don't even think I did correctly. It's certainly not perfect. But I highly recommend if ever you are stuck on a sewing project and its instructions, ChatGPT can help you out. Number 1, bodice, 2, sleeves, 3, attached sleeves, 4, neckline and ruffle, 5, skirt, and then number 6, join bodice and skirt, number 7, waist casing, and then number 8, finish, hem, press, adjust gathers. Now let me give you a bit of an analysis on this dress and what it's going to look like for me wearing it. First of all, I'm pretty tall. I'm 172 centimeters, and this dress is quite short on me. So usually I would not wear skirts or dresses this short, to be honest, because it's just not super comfortable and I don't think it's all that flattering, if I'm honest. Like I'll usually wear it to the knee or just above. The other things that didn't really go quite as planned was that I used a different piece by accident for the ruffle. So the ruffle on the neckline is supposed to like stand up a lot more and you can hardly see it. And then for the ties, so I kind of just added these in last minute before I finished off the facing, but it's actually supposed to be one of those like drawstring ties that I can fully use to adjust the neckline. So that was something I didn't do correctly. I just felt like a lot of things kind of threw me off about this pattern and I didn't feel super confident with the instructions, but it was good. I'd love to make this dress again. I think I'd definitely do the long skirt version. I think what was the most important thing that kind of threw me off was that when you don't know what pattern pieces are what, you're kind of just like stabbing in the dark, if you know what I mean. You don't really know what you're working with. So that's something really important to know for next time was like really get clear about what piece does what, where does it go. I'm certainly going to wear the dress even though it's not perfect, and I think that that's all part of what it means to make your own clothes is that you wear it because you made it, not necessarily because it's perfect. I'm just really falling in love more and more with sewing, even if there are projects that, you know, are a bit rocky. It doesn't completely put me off, which is good. And I really encourage you also, if you have a project that, you know, doesn't go as planned, just keep going because it's not worth giving it all up because something doesn't work out. And I think just embracing those mistakes and those learning opportunities because it's all part of the process. The fact that you get to wear something that you make is just so special. So I think it really does outweigh all the bad things that seem to go wrong. I wish you a very happy rest of your 2025. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you guys in 2026 for more sewing videos. Bisous.